Hello, Object Show friendos. How are you doing? Hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves, feeling awesome, or as awesome as you could possibly feel. And if you're not feeling super awesome right now, I hope things pick up for you. Mikey Bly back with the second Object Show Roundup off the cuff episode.
Yeah!
So yeah, this is one of the topics I wanted to dive into, and I just thought it would be timely because of, well, a few reasons. But I did want to talk about queer rep in the Object Show community, Object Shows, and all that kind of stuff, because it's an important topic. And I think it's also a really cool topic because there's so much. So this was kind of spurred on, and I've talked about this a couple of times in the last few videos. Animation Epic posted a clip about their queer rep in Anime Insanity. With the whole Paper and OJ, you've got Paintbrush, you've got Bot, you've got lots and lots of, you got lots and lots of queer rep in that show. Now, they weren't the be-all, end-all by any means. They're not the first Object Show to include gay characters at all, but they're one of the biggest. And Inanimate Insanity was the second Object Show I watched with the kiddo. It was BFDI first, then it was Inanimate Insanity. So to see those kind of characters just be there, just be in the show, just they're there. And as the Animation Epic show recently did say, it's like, well, we wanted to include those kind of characters just because that's just real life. It's just that's just the queer people exist. So just see, you can't just like have a show with none in there because then you're lacking realism, So yeah, Inanimate Insanity was the first show I saw with the queer characters, canonical queer characters in it. But obviously, there's so many. There's just so many out there. There's so many queer characters in Object shows. So many. And I honestly, I love it. It's super important. Representation like that is super important, and it's also super important because it encourages the inclusivity and it makes people from the LGBTQIA plus community feel more welcome in the space, and that's how it totally should be. So it's been wonderful for me to watch other shows. Like after we watched BFDI and Animate Insanity, it's like, okay, well, what else can we watch? And we've just spiraled off, me and the kiddo this year, into watching so many other shows, and it's just been so nice to dive into those shows and then see this kind of representation happening. Just like all over the place. So to go back though to saying that Animation Epic were not the first to have those kind of characters, you got to look at Excellent Entities by Webs for Ebs, Griffin. Chalky and Broomer were a canonically gay couple, and this is like back in 2015. So, that's definitely predated the Animation Epic stuff a little bit. And I'm not taking anything away from Animation Epic there, but these kind of characters have been around for a long time. And it's another thing I shared in another video where Griffin did post something saying that it used to be a really homophobic and transphobic space, the OSC. I don't want to focus on those days. And there'll still be people with those kinds of opinions around. You're never going to get them all out of your field of vision, I'm afraid. But I don't want to focus on that side of things. I want to focus on the positive, forward thinking. But I don't want to focus on that aspect of it. I want to focus on the actual inclusive part of it, to where we are, like kind of now. And it is super important. Representation in media is a really important thing. And I mean, you could just say, in some regard, it's a bit easier for YouTube shows to do that because they're not they don't have the big overarching production companies or media moguls telling them what they can and cannot put in shows. So they've got a bit more free reign to kind of go, well, no, if I want to have a gay couple, I'm going to have a gay couple. If I want to have a trans character, I'm going to have a trans character. And when you think about it too, a lot of the people who work on these shows are also queer as well. Like a lot of peeps. There's like, and characters that identify in certain ways are invariably voiced by people who also identify the same as the character they're portraying, which is also fantastic. That's exactly how media also should be. The amount of times you see famous actor get a role playing like playing a gay role, but they're straight. It's like there are totally gay actors out there that you could have had play this role. And that will never cease to annoy me. But I can't control any of that. All I can do is praise these particular shows that we talk about every week for their commitment to that inclusivity. And it's also super important from a viewership point of view as well. It's been said before about other kinds of media even. For people to be able to sit at home and watch a show and identify with a certain character and say, "Oh, they're like me." I've said this story a million times. I might not say it a million more, but I said when me and the kiddo were watching Inanimate Insanity, and we were watching Inanimate Insanity Invitational, season 3, and the story of Bot, and them discovering themselves, and then realizing about themselves that they were non-binary. Kiddo just looked at me and was like, "Hey, wait a minute." And it just resonated with them. It just struck a chord. And that's the kind of thing. And it was so, and I know these kind of stories, I've read these kind of stories from other people's perspectives before, but to actually have it happen in real time, in real life, next to me on the couch, was just like a, wow. That's truly like amazing and beautiful moment. And it's just, that's why Inanimate Insanity is always going to hold a special place for me and the kiddo, even though we watch so many other object shows and we love so many. But that particular storyline and that particular show is always going to be super important to us. But that's what I mean. That's why it's also important. It's not just important from the creators' side of things. And there's lots and lots of queer creators as well in the object show community, lots of them, and they make amazing shows, and they also have obviously amazing representation in their shows as well. Outside of Inanimate Insanity and Excellent Entities, Object Lockdown has a whole bunch of fantastic representation in it. We talked about it in the last episode of Object Show Roundup, actually, the banana and acorn relationship and those moments they had together. I absolutely adored that. And we've got Top Hat and GPS from Nightly Manor. A bit more on the tragic side of things, but that's another one. We got apple juice and grilled cheese from Lunchbox Kids. They're QPPs, and I actually learned the term QPP, queer platonic partnership, from Lunchbox Kids, because I don't know everything, right? I would never claim to, not in a million years. I'm a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, but I don't know every little thing. So it's nice to also have these kind of things pop up in shows so I can learn more, because I didn't know about those kinds of relationships either. It's absolutely, and again, apple juice and grilled cheese, it's just an adorable matchup. And yeah, so that's what I mean. It's important from the creator side of things because they can really put themselves as well into the characters. But the viewers take a lot away from it too, because it could either help people sit there and go, "Oh, a character that a character that's like me, or they could sit there and go, this is making me realize something I didn't realize before, right? And it's really good for. I'd say it's also really good for the younger viewers who might not have any kind of support network around them. They could have the opposite of a support network around them. So to have shows with these kind of characters that they resonate with in there, it can help them take some comfort. It could help them kind of get through those rougher times. And I'm gonna cycle back to Bot here and say that there was a really lovely moment. So during that third season of Inanimate Insanity, when contestants got eliminated, they were doing like exit interviews with them, and Bot's exit interview just had some beautiful words in it that I still think about.
Was coming back here to test tube that nerve-wracking?
Well, yeah, of course. Test tube knew about my voice change, even helped with it. But some of these newer changes are just so me. And if there was any of it that she didn't like, I felt like that would destroy me. But after I was thrust into the moment, the fears were over so quickly that it didn't even feel real. She held me tight, told me how much she cared no matter what, and the world kept spinning. And I'm really grateful that the person I care about was able to give me that. I imagine not everyone can be as lucky as I am, and I'm here for anyone who isn't as lucky. Best wishes to you all.
So yeah, that's pretty much just what I want to talk about. How I feel about queer rep in object shows, and I'm really glad it's such a common thing. It's like we've had decades of media that's just been full of just the standard straight couples, all straight people. Usually the only time a gay character would be introduced into a show was for a joke or for a plot point for just a couple of episodes if they were lucky. So to have them be so ingrained and major important parts of these shows just shows how far we've actually come. And it's important for us to keep this momentum going as well, because, you know, the world is in an interesting place right now, and LGBTQIA plus rights are kind of the center of a lot of not so friendly discussions. So I really do hope, and I'm confident, but I do hope that all of the shows that do have all of this representation keep that up really strongly, just because they kind of need to be there for all of their queer viewers and all of their queer crew members. I'm confident that that will remain the case. So there'll at least be one place we can still go and see we're still here. You know? All right, and that was pretty much everything I wanted to say in this one. Like I say, these off the cuffs are just meant to be short, quick hits, little quick discussions about things. Just want to give one little quick shout out before we wrap up to all of my fellow pansexuals in the object shows. It's great to see some of them as well. Some of these were kind of a surprise to me, and I came across them by coincidence more than anything else, because I've just been doing a bit of research into a couple of shows. So shout outs to my fellow pansexual object show characters. Love to see that. And yeah, that'll do it for this off the cuff. Keep being yourselves, whoever that may be, and keep watching object shows, keep creating object shows, and that's pretty much it. Love all of you, appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you for, well, Object Show Roundup on the weekend. Toodles!